Please take your seats. Climb to glory, everybody. It's an honor to stand in front of you today to reflect on the accomplishments of the 10th Mountain Division, especially given the very important and very busy guests we have with us. We're pleased to welcome back Vice President Pence and Second Lady Pence and their family. Last time they were here, it was August and quite a bit of different weather, so thanks for coming and visiting us during the frozen tundra months. Thanks for making the trip. We also welcome Congresswoman Stefanik, an unwavering champion of soldiers and families to Fort Drum. Thanks as well to New York State and local representatives in attendance, true friends of the post and the division. And lastly, thanks for everyone standing out there and for all those that listen. In 1984, the Chief of Staff of the Army's White Paper provided a vision for the newest concept in modern warfare. It provided to us a light infantry division. In 1905, that modern division became the 10th Mountain Division. The Army looked to harness what was then called soldier power, built from rigorous training, physical and mental toughness, and excellence in basic infantry skills, all surrounded by competent and resourceful leaders. September 11, 2001 provided those visionaries correct in needing highly trained and rapidly deployable forces. As such, the 10th Mountain Division became the first conventional forces in Afghanistan. That white paper describes who we are today, giving the division the distinction as the most deployed division in our nation's arsenal. 48 deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq, in which 328 soldiers paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. 3 Medals of Honor, 1 Distinguished Service Cross, and well over 500 Purple Hearts. We call ourselves Mountain Tough as we continue to climb to glory. Mr. Vice President, the soldiers and family members in front of you represent all units from within the 10th Mountain Division. Some in attendance have their hut.
Get a chance to load real quick, fella. This is a speech to the troops. Kind of like a pep speech. Of course, he's most likely going to give them some type of orders. Got to read between the lines, of course. So the reason I decided this would be a good idea. Had some drink because hopefully they expose something. This also get folks to see that this is happening. It's real. It's not a dream. You can pinch yourself if you think it's a dream.
Husbands or their wives deployed. Several of us have multiple deployments in their past. We are Mountain Tough. It's now my honor to introduce Congresswoman Stefanik.
So they are deploying some of their best troops, or have deployed some of their best troops. So this should give you a sign of how serious this really is. I mean, you gotta know by now, right?
Please provide a warm Fort Drum welcome.
We need Mike Pence, I think. I'm correct. Should be Mike Pence coming up next. That's somebody else. Okay, never mind. Not Mike.
Climb to glory, 10th Mountain Division. Thank you, General Funk, for your kind introduction, and thank you to General Menace, who is in Afghanistan today. It is truly an honor to be here with the brave men and women of the 10th Mountain Division and the Fort Drum community. And it is truly a privilege to be joined by our Vice President and the...
So I guess she's going to be the one to announce the Vice President. And I don't know who this lady is, but it reads Vice P for Vice President. Mike Pence delivers speech to the troops. So let's see, we're going to see what type of speech he's going to come with, and this should give you some type of intel of what may go down. Doesn't matter, I told you. I'm just trying to get you to see things for yourself.
The Second Lady of the United States. As the representative for New York's 21st Congressional District, I am honored and humbled each and every day to be the chief advocate for Fort Drum and the 10th Mountain Division in Washington. As you know, the 10th Mountain Division is proudly the most deployed unit in the U.S. Army since 9/11, with over...
Wonder why that is? Anybody wonder why that is? Why that a particular army that's been, since 9/11, been deployed the most? You know? Or could that be some type of attachment to the sergeants or whatever the hell they are that's in charge of these armies that are telling the army what to do? Because like I said, it's really not even Trump anymore. It's the armies that's doing all this. And the sergeants, the 10 sergeants who have commanded them to do it, and they're going to follow orders, apparently no matter who wants to be in control. So you have to realize that some of this stuff is also what we call staged, an act or reenactment. So let's make sure you listen up.
1,000 troops still serving in Afghanistan today. On behalf of the American people, we can never thank you and your families enough for your service and your sacrifice. And please know that the North Country and the United States of America are fully committed to making sure you have the federal support and resources that your families so deserve. Over the last 4 years, we have worked together to rebuild and reinvest in our military readiness, to strengthen our national security and increase resources and support for our military spouses and families. These results would not have been possible without the unwavering support of the Trump administration and President Trump, who signed the National Defense Authorization Act right here just 2 years ago. And they would not have been possible without today's special guest, Vice President Mike Pence, a humble and strong leader, a man of sterling character and a dedicated patriot and true public servant. I am proud to call him a friend.
I called you yesterday.
We are grateful for your lifetime of service. And thank you, Mr. Vice President, for keeping your promise to come back to Fort Drum to thank our 10th Mountain soldiers. And as any...
So they're called the 10th Mountain Soldiers, which I didn't know. I'm just waiting for Pence to get up there so we can hear what he has to say. That's my whole point of putting on this video. So see what he had to say. Said he's going to tell the troops so we have some type of... Listen, I want people to see things for themselves. That's the main point of this. And by now, you got to know that something's up, right? Now look, hey, just pause it. Look what they did. Pause that. Yeah, we gonna pause it. We gonna pause it, man. We gonna pause it. Wow, these
became the first conventional forces in Afghanistan. That white paper describes who we are today, giving the division the distinction as the most deployed division in our nation's arsenal. 48 deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq, in which 328 soldiers paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. 3 Medals of Honor, 1 Distinguished Service Cross, and well over 500 Purple Hearts. We call ourselves Mountain Tough as we continue to climb to glory. Mr. Vice President, the soldiers and family members in front of you represent all units from within the 10th Mountain Division. Some in attendance have their husbands or their wives deployed. Several of us have multiple deployments in their past. We are Mountain Tough. It's now my honor to introduce Congresswoman Stefanik. Please provide a warm Fort Drum welcome.
Turn the volume down for a couple minutes like this before. So we see what's going on, y'all. Let's find out.
Climb to glory, 10th Mountain Division. Thank you, General Funk, for your kind introduction, and thank you to General Menace, who is in Afghanistan today. It is truly an honor to be here with the brave men and women of the 10th Mountain Division and the Fort Drum community. And it is truly a privilege to be joined by our Vice President and the Second Lady of the United States. As the representative for New York's 21st Congressional District, I am honored and humbled each and every day to be the Chief Advocate for Fort Drum and the 10th Mountain Division in Washington. As you know, the 10th Mountain Division is proudly the most deployed unit in the U.S. Army since 9/11, with over 1,000 troops.
Y'all heard that again, right? Y'all heard that again? Hope y'all paying attention to this video, because if you is, this video is actually pretty telling considering what's going on. Pay attention.
Still serving in Afghanistan today. On behalf of the American people, we can never thank you and your families enough for your service and your sacrifice. And please know that the North Country and the United States of America are fully committed to making sure you have the federal support and resources that your families so deserve. Over the last 4 years, we have worked together to rebuild and reinvest in our military readiness, to strengthen our national security, and increase resources and support for our military spouses and families. These results would not have been possible without the unwavering support of the
Strengthen national securities is nothing but a Cold War to prepare for war. So the last couple of years, you were strengthening up your army, be 3-4 years, and that is true because Trump has been strengthening up the army since he's been in office. So for the last 4 years, the United States have been strengthening up their army, getting prepared for a war that they obviously knew that was coming, and the Trump had made the army weaker, and a lot of things that he did. If you look it up, you know what I'm talking about. So now if you're paying attention, all this stuff is coming together. You see, so they're in Afghanistan, and they still there today. These are the same two called the Hill troops that was been deployed ever since 9/11, who they're now sending on another task. All right, so you got to start paying attention. A lot of folks don't realize that Trump does what that fake. He does what those Khazarians say, because they are not Israel. They claim them, but they're not. And the Bible tells you that they're not, and they're liars. And the Creator calls them synagogue of Satan. So they definitely not the people, because obviously we are the people. And that's common sense. If people actually read, the problem is people don't want to read. They rather watch TV or play video games or go to clubs. You know, all the stupid stuff that we not supposed to do. You know, due to the fact there's a lot of evil in it. So now, but China is controlled by Israel. But Trump is controlled by that fake Israel. Israel. So what they doing? They getting rid of all these guys that they employ, because as you know, the fake Israel is in charge of America. So they got rid of all. They're basically their boss is telling them that they fired. And you can look at that fake Israel Khazarian as their boss. So their boss told them that they fired. So they called the National Guards. Why? Because Khazarians gave Trump control of the Navy, the Marines, and the real army of the United States. So they get ready to defend themselves, because when the boss says you fired and you're the one that did all the dirt for the boss, everybody knows the history of how this whole thing is going down with them. You either get killed or you get locked up because you're the fall guy. So they're going to take the fall. Everything's all blamed on them. They can Trump like a good guy. When Trump takes him on, does he has to do? He might be nice for just a teeny little while after he got him all locked up. And people are going to turn around and praise him. And what he going to do? Okay, he going to do exactly what I said he going to do. Hand it over to the first beast who gave him the power. Who gave him the power? The devil. Who's the first beast's kids? The first ones, the original ones, the Khazarians. Ain't that a bitch? So then what the Khazarians are going to do? They're going to hand it over to their fake Messiah. And they've been running around for a couple of months now, and they did say something about it yesterday, how their Messiah is going to be coming soon. So what is Trump doing? He's doing what he's told to do. And that's why all this stuff is happening. Everything's being exposed. Do you really think the boss of them want anything to be exposed? If the boss didn't have another rules on hand, remember, they have plenty of ways to get what they want. So when Trump hands it to that first beast that gave him the power, and they hand it over to the real beast that gave them the power, who is the devil, will be in the flesh on earth, he gonna send what? He gonna tell China to go and start this war. And all hell will really break loose. Not only that, but you don't forget that when this devil do come, most like on a spaceship on that day, he gonna pretend to be the creator. He gonna cause all types of motherfucking trouble. So all this stuff is playing out like a movie. And if you pay attention, you can see, you listen to the speeches they give you to see, there's all these little clues in the speeches. These speeches are written speeches. They're prepared speeches.
Trump administration and President Trump, who signed the National Defense Authorization Act right here.
National Defense Authorization Act. So they're getting ready to defend what? And fight. Because why? Because Trump was told to get a job done so that he can hand over the power to give him the job in the first place.
Years ago. And they would not have been possible without today's special guest, Vice President Mike Pence, a humble and strong leader, a man of sterling character, and a dedicated patriot and true public servant. I am proud to call him a friend. We are grateful for your lifetime of service, and thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Look at that. Totally brainwashed. She probably ain't spent not one day around Mike Pence. And she read it from the speech, totally brainwashed, with a smile on her face like she mean the shit. Why? She gonna do what she's told. Everybody just gonna do what they told. A bunch of freaking living, walking zombies doing what they told. A dogged down Marines, Army and Navy doing what they told. And then you got the other guys who's bad, the Coast Guards who are dogged down, doing what they told. So they gonna fight each other because they're being told to fight each other by the same boss that runs Trump and by the same boss that runs the Democrats. And the boss is the reason the Democratic Party's going to jail, and the boss gave Trump the power to put him in jail. How else do you think that Trump knows or knew where the laptop was that had the most information to get all these motherfuckers in jail? We talking about Hillary, Obama, Bill Clinton. We talking about Biden. We talking about, listen, the whole slew, even down to the Rothschilds. Yeah, it's going down. But see, when they get rid of all them, because they're not giving New Order the way they want it. Plus, they give them the job, and as you know, they didn't really get the job done. We can't speak about it because you know how sensitive YouTube is. There's a rumor going on. It's not even a rumor. This just came out twice. So it's not a rumor. But I'm going to call it a rumor from now. So I'm going to call it a rumor that Trump is going to come out with a safe vaccination. So we ain't going to talk about that. All right? So what does all that tell you? Has anything changed? Is the plans the same? That's all I'm saying. All right? And now it's a plan that stayed the same with a different twist. That's going to make Trump look like the best president since the United States ever in history. Watch. People are going to praise this man. Might even make a statue of it. And when he calls for the same thing that some people called for, they're going to line up. And it's going to be
for
chaos.
Keeping your promise to come back to Fort Drum to thank our 10th Mountain soldiers. And as any soldier knows, you are only as strong as your family and spouse by your side. So it is my great honor to introduce our second lady, Mrs. Karen.
Whoa, what they got to do with family and your spouse? You see how they try to play you against each other? You're only as strong as your family, your spouse. So hold on. If my spouse is as strong as me, then he or she is weak link. That's what they're trying to tell you, guys and ladies. And then you should turn on them and maybe snitch them out to us because they're weak link. They want y'all. That's a twist in the speech to get y'all to turn on each other in your own homes.
Pence.
So they still going after the juggler. It's just gonna be a different twist. So when you see everything hit the fan, everybody goes down with the ship, and then Trump starts doing whatever he's gonna do. Know that was it. The last trumpet, all done. So this is the time for people really to get out of here. Whatever. Now they said it might be a week. It could be a couple of months as they go through this fight that they're gonna go through, this war, physical battle. So get water, get food. People go crazy at this time.
Fort Drum! So great to be here. We love seeing the snow.
I don't know what. So how I make? Okay, so make sure you get food, water, and stuff during this time because words already coming out that it might take a month, maybe 2. So these guys are gonna fight. And when I say fight, I ain't talking about the words they've been doing and the accusing they've been doing. All that stuff's gonna keep continuing too, but it's gonna get worse than that because now it's gonna become physical. All right, and y'all about to see a whole lot of fucked up stuff and hear a whole lot of fucked up stuff that y'all ain't gonna like on the 20th. All right. So on the day of the 20th, when something goes down, It's those guys hashing it out, beefing it up, and getting physical. And you need to stay in your house. People in Washington, oh man, we already know what's going to go down there ASAP. Like, y'all need to just do not get involved. Although some of y'all ain't going to listen. Y'all going to go outside. And we all know what's going to happen to those who go outside. So ain't no point in talking about it because most folks don't listen. But I done said it I don't know how many times. So stay your ass aside. Do not go out and march. Don't do protest nothing. That's what they want you to do. Okay, you will be considered a person that's acting out of war as they beefing with each other. Somebody might do something to you. So you might not want to take that chance. You might want to stay inside. You might want, if you hear any guns, any noises, you might want to hit the floor and stay low because those particular things ain't meant for you. You know, they're meant for who's beefing, and it's your job to stay out of it. And you ought to be in your house praying to the Creator and nobody else, and reading some scriptures and trying to get deeper into the Most High, because the Creator ain't playing no games. And you already know when they get too crazy and when they get too nutty, which is going to happen. You already know what's going to happen after that. When the Creator sends a messed up army, which is not going to be the good one. It's going to be the devil's army. That's what's going to be, and that's what you're getting ready to see. Once Trump finished his job, you already going to see who Trump going to hand it over to. And you're going to see the head devil come in the spaceship, pretend to be the Most High, with all this power and glory. Yep. And it's going to be one of those days you're going to wish you didn't see. But he also, because this world's already going to be in total chaos, he going to be talking about, I'll fix it. You know it's going to be, man, y'all have no idea what's coming. No idea.
Oh, it just looked beautiful when we landed. You know, it is such an honor to be with you. Here I go.
Oh boy.
Our very
Here we go.
last.
Here we go. So they bring her up here, right? Start crying and shit. Get you all softy and shit. You know what I'm saying? They playing on, listen, it's on live television, so they playing to your little heartstrings, pull your heartstrings too. But look, think about these soldiers who've been dumbed down. They pulling all over the heartstrings on them. Being in that room right now, her crying is gonna make half them soldiers cry. And it's gonna make them feel that there's a sense of loyalty, making them more loyal and to do almost anything they tell them to do. So folks got to start paying attention to what's really going on, man. This is classic, man. Listen, oh, you can't even make this stuff up. You ain't spent not one day with one of them soldiers talking about, man, please. You see this
As
shit?
Vice President and Second Lady of the United States.
Oh my
But
God.
it is such an honor to be here with you.
Yeah.
You know, we're a military family.
Whoa. What happened to them tears, though? Why you stop crying that quick, though? What happened? I thought, was you supposed to be really crying? Oh, those are alligator tears. So you pulling on folks' heartstrings. Oh, this is all a game to y'all. Didn't I tell y'all this is how it is, yo? They don't care about none of us, man. Yo, look, just keep watching.
Just like all of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, like
Our son
all of them.
is an F-35 Marine aviator.
Oh, boy.
He's married to our daughter-in-law, Sarah, and they're expecting our first grandchild in April. We're very excited. I thought that might get an applause. And our...
Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but you might want to look that up. You might want to look that up, because you know how these people are. That right? We said what's quiet they do in the meetings. She's like, I think it's a commercial. We got the commercial play. Oh man. You would have thought that she knew all the motherfucking soldiers, right? I should have bought my popcorn for this video. Oh man, y'all got y'all popcorn? Oh, these dudes are too funny, man. I didn't think I was gonna laugh on this one, but I think I needed this laugh. And it's not really ain't funny, but I guess what else can you do, right? What else? Let's pause it so it load real quick. Load the rest of it back. What else she gonna have to say now, right? What y'all think they're gonna do next with the speech? What y'all think Pence is gonna say? Because Pence is coming up there next, huh? Oh man, fucking Pence. What is this?
Honor and dignity to generations past and for generations to come. 4 years ago, we faced an historic crossroad. Career politicians promising change every election, but delivering emptiness. We chose a different path. A man who is not a politician. A man.
Yeah, we know that. Hold on. What did they just do? Hold on, y'all. I think they did some sneaky stuff. Something happened. Let me pause. Let's see what they gonna do. I see you got your popcorn. They must have got mad when we start laughing, right? Oh no, we're gonna finish this speech. I ain't gonna stop us that easy now. It was just getting good. That was just getting good, right? It was just getting good too. They gonna try to backtrack and shit. Nah, fuck that. Give me something to drink. She got me laughing. This is something else. Oh, yeah, classic playbook, huh? Let me see something. Hold on one second. Take out the screen and put it back on. Hold on one second. Just for a quick second. Sometimes you do that and it gets to it quicker. So let me just do this real quick. Yep, just that quick. All right, give me 1 second here. Oh, these guys went forward all the way to where Mike Pence is talking. That's so nice. Now, don't skip this part where she was crying to make it. No, we want to see all this silliness. They tried to skip all. Oh, don't try to play us. Hold on, y'all. I can't believe they tried this one. They try to give him some Mike Pence's speech. They fought. How they go that quick, right? That quick to the end of it where he's already walking off stage and waving and shit. No. Don't try it. Don't try. All right, we'll start. She wanted to cry and shit. Nah, we got to see this shit. Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness. Woo! All right, here we go.
You know, we're learning a lot more now that our kids are in the military. What a huge sacrifice it is. It's a huge sacrifice for our service members, but it's also a huge sacrifice for your spouses and your children.
Whoa. Hold on. Whoa. Did they just say, see, that's that slick shit. Whoa. This deserves a pause. Wait a minute. Y'all heard that? It's a big sacrifice for your spouse and now your children. Why do you always got to try to put the kids involved with it, huh? Why they always got to go after the kids? That's what this is really all about. Y'all want us and y'all want everything. Y'all want the kids, which y'all want the blood. You know what I'm saying? You want to know all the information. You want the phone call list. You know what I'm saying? What you want next? Then you already pretty much got the deed on the house because the bank owns the deed. You know what I'm saying? When Trump takes it down, everything's being switched all over to Trump. That's right. It's gonna be Trump banks on the low. Yeah. Take down the website. It's gonna be Trump website, and that website will be handed over to the Khazarians, and who Khazarians gonna hand it over to? Their fake Messiah, the devil that's coming down the spaceship with all these wonders and miracles, right? Yep. Uh-huh. Shine it up all nice. Uh-huh. And then on top of that, people buy houses and live in apartments on top of that. And they live in paper houses because sheetrock and but paper, if you get it wet, it ain't no good. All right. Imagine what a tornado or a nuclear bomb will do to your house. Or when this false Messiah comes here with his spaceships, because the creator said, if you read older books, that the rebels are an array of weapons of war. Okay, the weapons of war is the fiery ships, the double ships that the creator gave him to defeat Lilibeth. Read up on her, you'd be surprised to find out. All right, but then he got cocky and turned on the creator, and the creator ain't having that, so the creator ain't let that go. See, but see, there's something you need to understand. There's a contract, an agreement with the creator that he has. He's supposed to be the one to hand the judgment. Oh snap! You didn't know that those who want to hand the judgment? Yeah, that's why he got about Revelations, tell you what he gonna do to your ass. So now he gonna come here and do some fucked up shit because they got a deal. So the creator has to figure out. Now I'm pretty sure the creator's gonna send the armies to destroy the devil after he does what he does, because it is clear to see that everybody's gonna have a choice of whose side you're gonna be on, and you either gonna hold them or you're gonna fold them. So we're gonna find out who takes the mark of the beast and who don't take the mark of the beast. We're gonna find out who really loves the creator and realizes that he is in us. Or some folks are gonna not realize that, and they're gonna take that mark. We're gonna realize who can withstand to the end, and we're gonna find out who couldn't stand. And it is gonna get real. Okay, it is gonna get real. And I have asked Creator many times, why this deal? Why you have to let him be the one to do the judgment? Why can't you just send the good guys to the judgment and then it's all set, everything's ready to go? Why has to be this way? Now that's the deal they made. The deal they made was for a reason, for the judgment of who? Man. Why? Because all the sins of man, and of course mankind, has went up to what? The heavens. And the cup with sin have runneth over. So when sin runneth over like that, everybody knows the creator calls a cleanup crew in. And the cleanup crew is the devil and his minions. Yeah, they've been on the earth. They've been causing the trouble. They're the ones that got folks to do fucked up shit. And they're going to go to hell, but that's their job. This, like I said, earth is a test, and this is the matrix, and you in it. And you got to decide if you're going to serve the creator so you can be like Neo in the movies, or you're going to sit up there and serve the devil and take his mark. And yeah, if you take that mark, you'll be stronger, you'll be faster, you'll be like, seem like you almost have superpowers. Yeah, you feel good. But when the creator lets that last sound go down, that's going to burst all that. The creator said that a mark will be on their hand or on their forehead. And that mark will let all the devils who are going to lead the locusts come down that day to cast the judgment on those people. The creator said that the locusts will be given power on that day. Who is giving the locust the power? Who's giving the devil and locust the power? The creator is the one that is going to give the devil and the locust and the power. Why? Because the creator can't lie, and it's an agreement. And the creator is not a man, so that he has to repent. I don't want to say he or she, because the creator is not a he or she. The creator is a spirit. That's why the creator don't have to repent, and the creator don't sin. The creator don't have these emotions like you and me have to make you do stuff that you shouldn't do when you're feeling some type of way at a certain time. The creator don't get this jealousy they write the Bible about. The devil do. The creator does what's right, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what the cost, because that's what it is, whether we like it or not. That's why everybody has to do what the creator wants. And that's just how it go down. And now these folks want to talk about your kids. They already been doing stuff to kids. Now they want to get your kids some more. And it's about you and your kids' sacrifice. What type of sacrifice are we talking about? Because I know that the double talk. Are we talking about a sacrifice that's going to be wrong anyway? Or y'all trying to do some other sacrifice y'all been doing all along? Because these code words that they use because they double talk can have many meanings. And that's why you have to watch these politics and politicians, because the sole fact is, no matter who they are, where they are, and what they're saying, there's always something in it. And 99% of the time, all your politicians and so forth are not human. They're not man, they're not us, and they're not you. That even goes out to all you white folks. They ain't even you. Just because they look like you don't mean they're you. You talking about some shapeshifters, invasion of the body snatchers, Draco reptilian shapeshifting race. Look it up. Your country got to deal with them. I can't call it my country. Our country was stolen, even though we on our land, and everybody's still on our land along with us, and we don't get treated right. But the fact is, it is what it is. And we've been telling y'all this for years in so many words, but nobody's listening. But we got your attention now because even y'all can see what we've been saying. Why is it? Because now instead of just looking at us, they want everybody. They want everything. Everything. They want to own you, just like they want to own me. They're coming for everything. This is chess, not checkers. And I've been saying this for a long time.
We know that they serve too. And so we want you to thank your spouses and your children, your parents, your siblings from us. Let them know that we are thankful for their sacrifice.
Oh, you hear that? You hear this? Yo, y'all see how slick they been. They think, oh my, if you can't see how she just did that, you must be asleep.
So from one Blue Star family to another, thank you.
What's the star represents? The devil. Do you not know the stars represents the fallen ones? And thunder represents the fallen ones? Do y'all not know that? So to the star, oh, really? So you ain't gonna hide it, lady, right? Because you know a lot of us is woke now, but you don't give a fuck because you think we stupid. You gonna think that we on some kiddie shit because you put the kids in there and sacrifice for the family, not realizing we want to catch some key words that you throwing in there, right? You gonna come out crying with who? Did she cry? Yeah, she came out crying. She came out. That's the one. Come out crying. Yeah, and then start throwing all this heathen freaking bullshit at us with this freaking double worship, satanic talk you talking. Y'all see what these speeches is about.
I've had the privilege over the last 4 years to choose what initiative I wanted to
I know you
champion.
Did. I know you
and
did.
I chose military spouses.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Because we know that they serve too.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you leave today, please make sure that this isn't the end, okay? But as you leave today, please be sure that you take one of the blue boxes that has a bracelet for your spouse. And it has the seal with my signature and a star.
What? I'm not sticking no bracelet on nobody's hand, especially not from you or anybody like you, because I'm pretty sure you ain't who you look like you are in the first place. And why your face looking funny right now after I paused the video like that? Okay? You guys got better cameras than our phones, so there's no excuse for that unless something wrong. All right? I'm just saying. And your hand looking kind of funny. Matter of fact, both your hands look kind of funny right now. I don't think you're human. And then hold on, a star is of the devil. So you're gonna tell somebody to put a star bracelet of a devil on their spouse's wrist to put a curse on them because it's double worship. So you trying to take them to hell because you know what's coming. You're a nice lady.
And a flag, so that they will know when they wear it how grateful I am and how grateful we are. for their
Oh,
service.
oh yeah.
But there's somebody else who's been fighting to stand for our military and our military families for the last 4 years. And each one of you are near and dear to his heart. And this is where he wanted to be for his final speech as Vice President of the United States. So I give you Vice President Mike Pence.
Y'all know this is gonna be good here. Y'all listen. Y'all might want to get a pen and a paper so you can write down some of the keywords he's saying, right? You know what I'm saying? And see what he's talking about too. Cause this dude, watch. Remember they had a video of pets that's controlled by entity. And man, this is crazy. I couldn't believe that video. You know, I showed that video. That video was crazy. That was a minute ago on my old page. Whatever though, it's all good. They hate it. They took my old page down. It's all right. I'll be all right. I'll get over it. But yeah, this man. Oh man, this is.
Well, hello, Fort Drum. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, General Brett Plump, all the members of the Armed Forces of the United States who are gathered here, U.S. Army strong. Thanks for the warm welcome. It is great to be back at the backbone of U.S. Army readiness, the home of Mountain Tough, the soldiers of the 10th Mountain Division. You know, for more than 100 years, the North Country has been the training ground for America's soldiers. Today, the men and women of the 10th Mountain Division train here, deploy here, and climb to glory. So give yourselves a round of applause. America is proud of the 10th Mountain.
Heartstrings.
And while you're at it,
Heartstrings.
join me in showing your appreciation for someone who has been so dedicated these last 4 years to military families and spouses. He's literally traveled the world, encouraging those who stand alongside all the men and women who serve. And as you just heard, she's a Marine Corps mom, my wife of 35 years, but the best second lady.
So far, he's starting off clean. He started off a little flattery, and he's starting off clean. So we already see that Pence is a smooth talker. He's not tripping up like they was. Okay, this guy's a smooth talker. So that means when we listen to this guy, we gotta really pay attention. Because if not, he'll slide it by you, and you won't even heard what he said because it just sounds so good. Much like them pastors in church when they huff and puff and they take your dollar and they got 4 or 5 offerings. And then when you get into a problem, they don't help your ass out.
uniform. The American people are more grateful for your service than you will ever know. I hear about it all the time. You come from the rest of us. The people of this country know you're the best of us. And we're grateful. Not only to those of you who wear the uniform.
Okay, this dude got a lot of flattery, huh? He making love to these soldiers' mind just about the way he talking. He's just, oh, you guys are so great. You guys are awesome. We think you're this. We think you that. Oh, she's the best this. She the best that. Y'all the best this. America loves everything y'all doing. Y'all the best. Last 4 years, you guys been the greatest. That's basically what he told him in one nutshell. It's been 2 minutes he been talking, and that's all he said. But see, this is flattery. Before you start tricking somebody, this is one of the oldest tricks in the book, man. A con artist. So a con artist do this shit, man. Especially if it's a female con artist. Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for the boom. That's what I'm waiting for. Where's it at, man? Where's that hook you gonna throw out of nowhere? You being too smooth.
But we're grateful to those who serve alongside. So many of you serve every day as a family while you train, while you deploy. It's your wives, your husbands, and the parents who keep the home fires burning.
Hot strings.
And as you just heard from my wife, Karen, we know what we're talking about.
Oh, boy.
We have 2 married active duty military personnel in our immediate family.
Oh, man.
And who couldn't be more proud.
Oh, man. I don't know if you guys have been in sales, but I have. So he's fucking slick. I don't like you. I don't like him right now. I don't like him right now. He's so slick. This dude's slick. All right. So in sales, if anybody ever came to your door and rung your doorbell and asked you to sign some paperwork to get a discount on electricity, or if you ever see somebody on the street corner and they try to get you to get a free SafeLink phone or anything like that, these guys are taught that they have to get you to like them, and car dealers too, within the first couple of minutes, or the bet's totally off. So they got to suck you in. They got to get along. He's using all the skills to suck everybody. He's going through them one by one is what he's doing. So first he used the flattery. Then he thanked everybody there. Then he told you how great they was, right? Now what he's doing is setting a base of understanding where you going through this shit. Me and my wife, we've been through this shit. We the same. You see what he just did? You can trust me now. We the same. I know how you feel. I know what you've been through. My wife did it. I did it. Y'all doing it. We like family. It's the oldest sales pitch in the book. Just that quick. Bam. Most folks, their wall goes down. It's the same way if you knock on somebody's door in a sales pitch and they say to you, if you're doing SafeLink, or matter of fact, if you're doing electricity, and some of you guys know what I'm talking about, and you're doing also those meters that go on to read the how much heat, control your heat. They're called smart meters or whatever, right? And they knock the door and they realize your outfit, and they say to you, "Oh, you're here to sign for some electricity thing." Now, you can either go with that, or most folks will switch. The smart ones will, and they'll say, "No, I'm here to get rid of all the primitive technology inside the houses." What do you mean? The person gonna ask. I ain't got no primitive technology. Well, actually, ma'am or sir, it's a known fact that these technologies, the meters on the wall that control your heat, have certain, I forgot what they call it, but it's a chemical that's actually chill. They have inside. This is how smart these guys are. It's inside every single meter that's in your house if it's not a smart meter. And there's some type of liquid chemical in it that they use for nuclear bombs. And it's radiation. And it actually can give you radiation over a certain amount of years. And a lot of folks actually die from it and don't know it. So this is the key sales point. So when you go to that door and you say this, and we're getting rid of this man because of boom, 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 and most folks don't know it. Oh, come on in. It's the same thing he just did. I'm your friend. I'm your buddy. I'm trying to save you. I know what you're going through. So these are sales pitches. So we're getting sales pitches. He's a smooth cat. If I didn't do sales I did sales for a long time in my life. If I didn't do sales and I didn't train a lot of people on how to do it, because I trained classes on this shit for multi-billion-dollar companies. I was just that good at it. And I'm telling you, this is what this dude is doing right now. There's no, beyond a shadow of doubt, hands down, this the move he just bust, the one I explained to you.
So while we give a rousing round of applause to the 10th, why don't you get on your feet and show how much we appreciate all the family members who stand by you, who serve. Let's hear it for the spouses and the kids and the parents who make it all work. You know, as I look out at all of you gathered here, it really is remarkable to think of the countless American heroes who stood where we're all standing today. Warriors who've come here, trained here, and deployed from here to virtually every corner of the world. Since 9/11, the 10th Mountain has been the most deployed division of the U.S. Army, with thousands deployed every day. The 10th Mountain Brigades have served a combined 46 deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. The first conventional units to deploy to Afghanistan after 9/11 came from right here at Fort Drum. The 2nd Brigade Combat Team and the 10th Sustainment Brigade are deployed in Afghanistan even as we speak. And if they're looking on from afar, we say thank you for your service. We are proud of you all.
And as you know, Afghanistan is exactly the last one that the Khazarian fake Israelites, they call themselves Jews, but they're not. Although Jews are pagan words, as real Israelites, we don't accept that word because we know it's pagan, although they use it and they trick the folks. So that's why they named the country Israel, so that you wouldn't catch it. But they still use the J word. So it's the bullshit. But anyhow, it's the same way how they tell folks don't talk about Mr. J to them, but they name Mr. J O. I ain't gonna say name, but Mr. J O. You know what I'm talking about, all right? Which is actually the same motherfucker in a different language. So they use a lot of trickery, but that's what the devils do. Okay, they are literally the kids of the devil. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's what they are. All right. Now, this is a slick motherfucker. Anyways, let's just keep going for now.
In fact, it may well be true in the days ahead that members of the 10th Mountain Division could be among the last conventional units, should the day come that the war in Afghanistan finally comes to an end. Your mission in Afghanistan has been vital to the security of the American people. This year will mark 20 years since the forces of radical Islamic terror plotted and perpetrated the deadliest attack on the American homeland in the history of our country. From the safe haven of Afghanistan, the terrorists of Al-Qaeda struck the United States on September 11th, 2001.
Okay, so he just lied. He just told a bald-faced lie. Okay, I have some inside information on that, but first I'm going to expose it most everybody should already know. There was technology used to make half of that building disappear. There was a drone used to blow that building up from a certain side. The cameras and stuff was rushed. All that video was edited. That was not a plane. If you look at the first two edits they did, you clearly could see there's a big round bubble in the middle of the plane. Planes don't look like that. It was a drone. Also, people have seen, and I have been told by inside source, that people were putting bombs, CM, what you call them, bombs on the base of the buildings inside the basement. They were paid to do it, and in certain rooms. And also the boss of that building knew about it, whoever the CEO was, And he told this person who told, listen, just know he told this person not to show up that day because something was going to happen, and he liked her. She didn't show up that day, and all of a sudden, the buildings fall down. So that was an inside job. So they could say Al Qaeda had something to do with that. They had nothing to do with that. That's a lie. And that was a coup from the deep state so that they could take away your rights and they could put in it's a foreign martial law, but they named it a different name. So it was called, I forgot the name, but they had one name before, then they changed it to martial law, and now they changed it to another name. So now they call it martial law. They're not even calling it martial law anymore. If you know the new name, you can post the new name, but they got another name for it now, but it's the same thing. So he just told a bald-faced lie. So now he got caught in a lie. For those who know, would know this. Most people who haven't done no research don't know this. So, and all the firefighters that was there said the building came straight down. And these are the ones looking outside the building. Some of the ones that were inside the building that got rescued from all the rubble said the same thing. They said the building came straight down. So, and also, if you look at the evidence, it's a known proof and it's a fact. This is not me just talking. This is a known fact that those buildings were built and designed that if a plane was to crash into them, there was no way in the world that they would fall over, crush, crumble down, or tumble over. So everybody should know that all that stuff they told us is bullshit. And if you want to know the evidence, it's on YouTube, another place. They have not taken it down. Why have they not taken it down? Because they think people are stupid. That's why they have not taken it down. The Draco race thinks that you're dumb. And that's why they leave it up there. If they thought you were smart, they would take it down. And that's only common sense.
I was a new member of Congress then, had just arrived that year, representing the state of Indiana. I'll never forget where I was. Just off Capitol Hill when I heard that the towers were struck in New York City. For the moment when I walked out of that office building across from the U.S. Capitol and saw what was a clear blue sky over Washington, D.C., literally filled with billows of mud brown and black smoke billowing out of the Pentagon. It's a sight I'll never forget. Later that day, I was able to slip back across the Potomac River to go to the little house Karen and I had rented with our children as my service began in Washington, D.C. While there was work to be done on Capitol Hill, we thought it was important that we gathered with our kids, young children at the time. We sat around the kitchen table to tell them what happened, to reassure them, and to pray. But I'll never forget the moment that I was walking out of the kitchen. And my daughter Audrey, who was just 7 years of age, followed me out the door. And she said, "Dad, I have a question." And I looked down at her and I said, "Audrey, I have to go. I have things I need to do." And she said, "No, Daddy, I have a question." And I said, "I really have to go." And she stamped her feet and said, "Daddy, I have a question."
Yeah, really?
And I looked at her and I said, like a sensitive father that I was, "What?" And she looked up at me with those big brown eyes, 7 years of age. And she said, "Daddy, if we have to make a war, do you have to go?" And I dropped down on one knee and I threw my arms around her because I suddenly knew where her little heart and mind was at. And I hugged her and I told her, "Daddy's too old." But I tell that story because there's not a day gone by in 20 years that I haven't thought of all of you who answered that question differently. to your families, to your loved ones. A generation of heroes, you all are, who stepped forward and took the fight to our enemies on their soil. There's never been a day gone by that I and every American hasn't been grateful to the 10th Mountain Division and every American hero in uniform. Thank you all. From this very fort, selfless patriots like those of you gathered here today, who stepped forward after that day, have been at the heart of the war on terror. And it's because of you. It's because of you that we reached the 19th anniversary of that terrible day. Just last year, having had no major terrorist attack on American soil since. You took the fight to the enemy in the field, and you've given the Afghan people the hope of freedom, a chance to determine their own destiny, to chart a better future. And today, Afghans are in peace negotiations. I'm proud to report with gratitude to the 10th Mountain Division, not a single American combat casualty has occurred in Afghanistan since February of last year. And our troops have been coming home. The 10th Mountain Division did its job, and I know you'll continue to do just that every single day until the last American soldier comes home. You know, many people wonder all their lives if they've made a difference. But you'll never have that problem. Truth is, the armed forces of the United States are the greatest force for good in the history of the world. And you chose to be a part of that force. You chose to do your part in our time to defend freedom and ensure the survival of liberty in this generation and the next. You know, the Bible says of people like you, you did not love your lives so much as to shrink from this calling. And for that, you have the respect and the support of the American people. As evidence, from the first day of our administration, we've worked with members of Congress in both parties to make the strongest fighting force in history stronger still. 4 years ago, we inherited a military that had been hollowed out by devastating budget cuts. Our troops hadn't seen a significant pay raise in nearly a decade, and there were reports that readiness was even being impacted with a lack of equipment and supplies. Our NATO allies weren't meeting the basic commitments they'd made to our common defense. And in the Middle East, Iran was resurgent, and the terrorist organization ISIS controlled a landmass larger than Pennsylvania. But under the leadership of President Donald Trump, we've rebuilt our military. We've restored the arsenal of democracy and enacted the largest increases in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan. And with the support of our allies in Congress, we're once again giving our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guard, and Guardians the resources and the support that you need to accomplish your mission and defend this nation. And we also provided the largest pay increase in the last 10 years, and you deserve every penny. Now, let me say, none of that would have been possible without the strong support of leaders in the Congress of the United States. And here at Fort Drum, it's important for me to tell you, none of that would have been possible without the strong support of Congresswoman Elise Stefanik on the Armed Services Committee of the House of Representatives. Would you join me in thanking Congresswoman Stefanik for her strong support for Fort Drum and our armed forces? Our military is now better equipped, better supplied, better trained than ever before. We've upgraded our tanks, our artillery, our rocket systems. We've bolstered our fleet of attack helicopters and fighter planes. And with that strong commitment to our national defense and a willingness to use American power to advance American interests, our allies have stepped up as never before. Since 2016, our NATO allies have increased their contribution to our common defense by more than $130 billion. History teaches that weakness arouses evil. And our administration has always understood that if you want peace, you prepare for war. Peace requires two things: a strong national defense and a willingness to act to defend America's vital national interests. And I'm proud to report, with just a few days left in our administration, our administration is the first administration in decades that did not get America into a new war. That is peace through strength.
So there's another lie right there. The United States Army did in fact hit them with the rods of GOD, which is a very powerful weapon. They hit China with it, and China's getting ready to attack. And as we do know that China is inside the Georgia mountains and the Tennessee mountains, Tennessee metal containers or something like that. You can look this up. It's on YouTube somewhere. I saw it earlier today. So you know. So that's another lie. So we just told you two lies, but he's still being a smooth talker though.
And with that strength and with the valor of the 10th Mountain and our armed forces around the world, we've taken the fight to radical Islamic terrorists on our terms, on their soil. More than a year ago, our armed forces captured the last inch of territory controlled by ISIS. And the 10th Mountain was in the fight from early on. U.S. forces crushed the caliphate and took down their leader without one American casualty. And during these past 4 years, we've stood up to the leading state sponsor of terror as well. Withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal, we've strengthened our alliances in the region and isolated Iran as never before. And when the most dangerous terrorist on the planet threatened to do harm to American forces, we acted. And Iran's top general, Qasem Soleimani, is gone. Thanks to American leadership and the courage and valor of our armed forces, a more peaceful Middle East is within our sights. Peace negotiations have resumed this month in Doha, Qatar, between the Afghan government and the Taliban. And for the first time in 26 years, 4 Arab countries have recognized Israel's right to exist. So whether it be in the global war on terror or manning the ramparts of freedom in Europe, men and women of the United States Army have been at the tip of the spear, and you always will be. Your readiness, staying Army strong, is more important than ever before. The 10th Mountain Division in particular will be the vanguard in the years ahead to ensure that no nation will ever again.
So basically, he just letting you know that him and Trump, really, the Khazarians are going to use army to take control of this country. And they're going to paint it like it's going to be a totally good thing. And at first, it's going to look cool until they fucking flip. And they're going to do that right after they finish doing what they got to do. So he's going to keep it smooth. Man, Vice President Mike Pence may be one of the smoothest talkers I have seen. This dude is smoother than Barack Obama. He might be as smooth as Bill Clinton was. This is crazy. But anyways, I'm just gonna end the video because there's no point, because I see he's not gonna mess up any more than he already did. And so we caught him 2 lies. He might tell another lie, but he's gonna be a smooth talk all the way through. Unlike the other two, they was too obvious. So we all know what time it is. All praise to creating no battles. Peace and love.